I'd like to call the Macomb City Council to order, please. If you'd please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If the clerk would call the roll, please.
Justin Shu.
Here.
John Vajezi.
Here.
Byron Shabazz.
Here.
Dave Dorsett.
Present.
Ashley Katz. Don Wynn.
Here.
Dennis Moon.
Here.
6 present.
We have a quorum. Thank you. Citizens wishing to address the City Council on matters germane to the agenda of tonight's meeting will be limited to 3 minutes and are asked to be brief and concise in making their remarks. Comments submitted by mail or email will not be read aloud, but a copy will be provided to each member of the council and made a part of the minutes of this meeting. Does anyone wish to speak to the council under the public comment section of tonight's agenda? All righty, hearing none, we'll move on. Before you is a consent agenda and a motion is in order.
Mr. Mayor, request item number 3 be pulled from the consent agenda.
Do I hear a second?
Point of order, I don't believe a second is necessary. City Attorney?
Correct.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Division of the House.
Okay,
there.
yeah,
Let-
can
let-
I?
we'll-
You don't need a vote. It can be done just by request.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Item 3 is removed from the consent agenda. With that in mind, entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda with items 1 and 2.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the consent agenda items 1 and 2. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Shu. Aye. Vajezi.
Aye.
Shabazz. Aye. Dorsett.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Under unfinished business, item number 1, consideration of an ordinance to amend portions of Chapter 17, amending the use matrix and pertaining to notice requirements for properties within the extraterritorial boundary and the jurisdiction of the City of Macomb. This item had first reading on the 21st of January. This will be second reading.
Thank you. The city has the authority to adopt amendments to the provisions of Chapter 17 in accordance with the Illinois Municipal Code. The Community Development Director, with the recommendation of the Community Development Committee, is recommending amendments to portions of Chapter 17 regarding the use matrix and increasing the geographical area for required notices when the subject properties are within the city's extraterritorial boundary. If adopted, the ordinance does provide an amendment to Chapter 17, Appendix A, as shown in Exhibit A, as well as an amendment to Section 17-289, 329, 330, and 365, all as set forth in the attached Exhibit B.
I'll stand a second reading. Motion is in order.
Make a motion to amend portions of Chapter 17, amending the use matrix and pertaining to notice requirements for properties within the extraterritorial boundaries and jurisdiction of the City of Macomb.
Second.
It's moved and seconded to adopt the ordinance. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Vajezi.
Aye.
Shabazz. Dorsett.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
Shu.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 2, consideration of an ordinance authorizing the sale of certain personal property. It includes equipment and vehicles owned by the City of Macomb. This ordinance had first reading at the January 21st council meeting. This will be second reading.
Thank you. The Illinois Municipal Code permits cities to dispose of municipally owned personal property that it determines is no longer necessary, useful, or beneficial to retain in one of 3 ways set forth in the Illinois Municipal Code. Based upon the opinions of City Hall staff and department heads, council would find that it is no longer necessary, useful, or beneficial to retain the property listed in the attached Exhibit A. And if adopted, the ordinance authorizes the mayor or his designee to sell or otherwise dispose of the property as permitted under the Illinois Municipal Code.
Thank you. That'll stand as second reading, and motion is in order.
Move to adopt the ordinance authorizing sale of certain personal property owned by the City of Macomb.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to authorize the sale of those items via the ordinance. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Shabazz. Aye. Dorsett.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
Shu.
Aye.
Vajezi.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Under other unfinished business, we'll put item number 3, consideration to make application for an Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board and ILETSB recruitment and retention grant in the amount of $69,000. This was discussed and brought forward by Chief Hamer at last week's Committee of the Whole. Ms. Bidenstadt, do you have anything to add?
I would just probably add that this funding represents a critical opportunity to address ongoing staffing challenges and strengthen public safety without additional strain on local resources. Despite proactive efforts like adjusting scheduling, lateral hiring, and expanded residency requirements, officer turnover remains a significant issue. This $69,000 grant with no match would fund 2 key initiatives: a home purchase assistant program to help 3 lateral officers establish roots in Macomb, which would provide an $8,000. It would provide $8,000 to cover mortgage points, closing costs, and appraisal fees. The lateral officer recruiting bonus would attract 3 experienced officers with a $15,000 signing bonus, payable in 2 installments. Both programs include service agreements to ensure long-term commitment. This grant would allow us to take immediate action in addressing these issues without placing additional financial strain on our local budget. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you entertain a motion to authorize that application for that training grant from ILETSB?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Alderman Dorsett.
Just to clarify why this action was taken, just a week or so ago, we authorized a grant guidelines, and we made changes to that because we were concerned about these coming forward at the last second. And the first one to come forward did come forward at the last second. And just wanted to make that point clearly.
Thank you. Anyone else? Alderman Chu.
This is the grant with no match for the city. Right?
That's
So
correct.
just all potential positive things.
Yes, sir. Anything else? Hearing no further discussion, roll call, please.
Brissette,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Vajezi,
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Thank you, Jess. There is no other unfinished business under new business, item number 1. Consideration to authorize the submitting of an application for Federal Emergency Management Agency's Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities Grant. And there are some acronyms in there, FEMA and BRIC, in the amount of $30,000 for fiscal year 2024. The city's match will be $3,000 equally sourced between the fire department and the community development department. Ms. Bidenstadt's here on behalf, I think, of our community development director, and we also have the chief. Jessica, could you fill us in? We did have some discussion at last week's committee of the whole. Excuse me, that's community development committee on the 21st of January.
Yes. So Director Lambert, Chief Meyer, and I are requesting your approval to pursue an exciting opportunity for our community. FEMA's Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities Grant Program, or BRIC, for the fiscal year 2024 is designed to help communities like ours become more resilient and prepared for natural hazards. It offers us a chance to address critical safety needs while leveraging substantial federal funding to make it happen. The project we're proposing is straightforward yet impactful. We aim to update Macomb's International Code Council codes from the 2018 edition to the newly released 2024 edition. This would include acquiring new materials and providing vital training for the staff in the fire department and the community development office. These updates aren't just administrative, they are about ensuring our city operates at the highest standards of safety, building public trust, and staying ahead of potential hazards. FEMA will cover 90% of the project's $30,000 cost, requiring only 10% match from the city, which they intend to split $1,500 each from their existing training funds. This minimal investment on our part will yield significant benefits for our residents and businesses, helping us align with the most current safety protocols and demonstrating Macomb's commitment to proactive planning and hazard mitigation. Grants like BRIC are highly competitive, but I believe our application is strong. It addresses the program's priorities, resilience, safety, and climate adaptation while focusing on actionable, community-focused improvements. It is also important to note that applications still have not been notified of awards for the fiscal year 2023, so we are not aware of an anticipated award date for this round of funding.
Thank you. Chief, do you have anything to add? All right. Entertain a motion to authorize the solicitation and submission of an application for the FEMA grant.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Any questions for Ms. Bidenstad or the chief? So it's updating our fire code. Okay, very good.
All of our international codes.
Very good, thank you. All right, any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Wynn,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Vajezi,
Aye.
Shabazz, Dorset.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried, thank you. And Jess, while you're still there, item number 2, consideration to accept grant agreement from, under the Healing Illinois program from the Macomb Police Department in the amount of $25,000. This is a grant from the Field Foundation of Illinois in collaboration with the Department of Human Services. Can you give us an overview of what we're accepting here?
Yes. So I am requesting approval for the Healing Illinois sub-grant agreement awarded to the Macomb Police Department. This $25,000 grant is made possible through funding from the Field Foundation of Illinois in partnership with the Illinois Department of Human Services. The Healing Illinois initiative is designed to foster racial healing, community engagement, and inclusive dialogue. Our police department was the recipient of this grant last year, and we witnessed firsthand the positive impact it had on our officers and the community. In partnership with Western Illinois University, the department facilitated an event with speaker Dr. Kendi, author of the #1 New York Times bestselling book, How to Be an Anti-Racist, that promoted understanding, empathy, and trust building among officers and community members. The application was submitted prior to our new grant policy being in place, as well as the signed grant agreement. Moving forward, this type of grant and application will be brought forward for approval through the appropriate committee and then to council prior to the application being submitted. This year, they are committed to expanding their approach and ensuring that the initiatives remain fresh, impactful, and responsive to the needs of our residents. Chief Hamer will continue working with WIU to develop new workshops and community engagement activities tailored to strengthen relationships between law enforcement and the people they serve. These programs will be evaluated using participant surveys, community feedback, and pre- and post-training assessments to measure their effectiveness. This grant period runs from January 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2025, and includes structured reporting requirements to ensure accountability and transparency in how the funds are utilized. If you have any questions, Chief Hamer will be able to provide additional details about the planned activities once they are finalized.
Thank you. Would entertain a motion to accept that grant agreement with.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, and as Jessica indicated, there is, they're still discussing the actual event. They're still in the planning phases. Any questions for Jessica? She's representing not only her position, but the chiefs tonight, so thank you. Hearing no further discussion, roll call, please.
Moon,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Vajezi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
all ayes.
Motion carried, thank you. And we're going to bring an item up on the agenda and for a sequence that I think seems to make a little more sense. We'd ask for your consideration to accept with regret the resignation of John Dively Jr. from the Macomb Airport Authority. Mr. Dively has indicated that his current position takes him out of the loop for getting to meetings and would like to be to go to some other worthy member of the community, and we're going to discuss that in just a moment.
Move to accept with regret the resignation of John Dively Jr.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept his resignation. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is carried. To follow up with that, consideration to adopt an ordinance, a resolution appointing Corey Clem to the Macomb Airport Authority. The city attorney would read that resolution to the record, please.
Thank you. The Macomb Airport Authority is a taxing district within McDonough County. The state statutes provide for a 5-member governing body for that authority. The appointment of 3 commissioners comes from the mayor. The current commissioners are listed in the resolution. If adopted, the resolution would accept the resignation of John Dively Jr. and appoint Corey Clem in his place. Mr. Clem's term would expire January 1st, 2029, as set forth in the resolution.
Thank you. entertain a motion to appoint Mr. Clem to the Airport Authority.
Make a motion to appoint Corey Clem to the Macomb Airport Authority.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Shu.
Aye.
Vajezi.
Aye.
Shabazz. Dorset.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. There is no other new business this evening. Any committee reports? Hearing none, automatic reports. Alderman Moon.
No report.
Thanks, sir. Alderman Wynn.
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Alderman Dorset.
No report.
Thank you. Mr. Shabazz.
So like I say, it's Black History Month, and I'm hoping that through some of the events that some of you will be able to come out and hear some of the speakers and some. I just left a great conversation the students will have called Know Your Rights, and that was pretty good. So I can make sure you get a calendar.
Please, that'd be
for that
great.
event.
Thank you. Anything else, sir? That it? Mr. Shabazz, that's all? Thank you. Alderman Vajezi.
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Alderman Shu.
No report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Just one thing. Were you going to appoint?
Oh, yes, that's coming.
Okay, all right. No, I have nothing to add.
Okay, Madam.
Thank you.
No? All right, Chief, you're up there. You already had your opportunity tonight. Thank you. I would ask for your consideration to appoint Mr. Ron Pettigrew to the Fire and Police Commission.
Motion to appoint Ron Pettigrew to Fire and Police Commission.
Second.
Who?
Ron Pettigrew. Ron is a retired military officer. Served, I think, in a couple of branches in the U.S. military, and recently retired from his position at Western Illinois University. And then we did have a second, correct?
Yes.
And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. I would like to call an executive session to consider information relative to pending or probable litigation pursuant to Section 2C11 of the Open Meetings Act.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to go into closed session.
Who said that? But okay.
Did you get it?
No.
Okay.
Who?
Dorset.
Okay, Moon and
Dorset.
Vajezi? Dorset?
There we go.
Okay, all of you.
All righty. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Shu. Aye. Vajezi.
Aye.
Shabazz. Dorset.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. For the media, there'll be nothing coming out of the executive session this evening. We'll take a minute or two before we go in if you have any questions.